What's the Story of Halloween, 2007? Imagine a horror movie that takes a familiar story and turns it into a dark, gritty journey into the mind of a troubled killer. That's what Rob Zombie aimed for with his 2007 remake of Halloween. This film is part of the wave of 2000s horror remakes that wanted to give new life and more depth to classic stories. The story kicks off in the fictional town of Haddonfield, Illinois, in 1990. A young boy named Michael Myers is shown as a deeply disturbed child from the start. He's already showing signs of violence and psychopathy, which makes his brutal murders all the more chilling. Michael kills his school bully, his older sister Judith, her boyfriend, and his mother's abusive boyfriend. These murders happen during a violent outburst driven by his troubled home life and bullying at school. After these killings, Michael is sent to Smith's Grove Sanitarium, a mental health facility. There, he is under the care of Dr. Samuel Loomis, who tries to understand him. Over the next 15 years, Michael becomes more detached and obsessed with masks, especially a white mask he makes himself. His mother visits him regularly, but after she commits suicide following a nurse's death during a visit, Michael escapes the sanitarium. He kills guards and staff, steals clothes from a truck driver, and heads back to his childhood home in Haddonfield on Halloween night. The film then shifts focus to Laurie Strode, Michael's infant sister, whom he spared during his first killing spree. Laurie is portrayed as a kind, innocent high school girl who is not very outgoing. She is babysitting her younger sister on Halloween night. Meanwhile, Michael begins stalking and killing her friends and even her parents. The tension builds as Laurie starts to realize she is being hunted by this relentless killer. The story reaches a climax with a violent showdown between Laurie and Michael. Rob Zombie's version adds a lot of background about Michael's life. It explores his abusive family, school bullying, and disturbing behaviors like animal cruelty. This makes Michael more human and less of a mysterious figure. The film shows that his violence comes from trauma, abuse, and a broken home. It's a darker, more psychological take on the original story. This remake is a perfect example of 2000s film nostalgia. During that time, many horror movies revisited old classics but added more violence, backstory, and emotional depth. Fans of the original appreciated the new look into Michael Myers' life, even if it was more graphic and intense. The film's gritty style, detailed characters, and raw violence are all hallmarks of 2000s horror movies. It's a bold reimagining that stands out in the Halloween franchise and shows how horror films in that era aimed to be darker and more personal.